Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been an eternity, I'm sorry. So I've decided to just kind of dive right in and answer some questions, give you some updates, all that good stuff. Let's get to it. Actually first, let's get some coffee. Much better. Okay, let's do this thing. Where have I been? Well, you know, fam, I have been many places, mostly here. But I have had a family emergency that needed my attention. And so, as much as I love you guys, as much as I like recording videos and putting out content, editing takes time and family comes first. So, everyone's okay. We're still dealing with it. I'm not really ready to share yet. But yeah, family emergency and just being there for family, being present, and all that jazz. As well as, once that started to subside about a week ago. Anyway, I started editing a video and my laptop was like, nah girl, like I don't know why, but I'm not about to edit. So I've been sort of fixing on that. So now my computer is fine, family is fine, I'm fine, here I am. So I will be putting out my at least one video a week, and my goal is 2 per week. But 2 shorter videos per week. That's what's going to be happening with the channel. And what is next? Because everybody is rolling into my DMs. Usually it's just dicks, but it's actually a lot of questions about what I'm doing next. I recorded the initial video honestly within a few days of finishing prep, but since I haven't put it up, I'm recording a brand new one. What's next for me? Well guys, I'm in prep again. I am officially 9 weeks out tomorrow. It is the 2017 Ben Weider Legacy Classic or Cup. I don't remember the exact name. It'll be held in Toronto in October. I'm doing it. We will get more into that, but that is the plan. So I have been continuing to diet and cardio. Yay me! The only way, and I'm going to put this in here, not be negative, I'm just going to put it in there. The only way that I would not do this show is if something, continued to happen with this family emergency and it needed my attention, or if my body honestly is like, no, we're done. But as long as things progress forward, we're doing it. Okay, so where have I been? What am I doing? A couple other things I wanted to touch on quickly, and as you can tell, this is going to be a sit-down video, and that is reverse dieting. So obviously right now, there's no reverse anything, I'm just straight dieting. But after my show, I did reverse diet for several weeks. And what is a reverse diet, Regina? Well, guys, it is when you back out of a diet, you reverse. And that means most of us didn't begin our cut at the macros we ended the prep on. So I started at pretty good calories and macros, but by the end, I was in a deep, dark hole. So you can't just, when you start a cut, start from high calories. Let's just use, for example, to make it easier, 2,200 calories and then drop to 1,100 just like that. I mean, you can, but that's stupid. At the same time, you don't want to go from 1,100 calories finishing a prep and then jump to 2,200 just like that, because you're going to put on a lot of unnecessary body fats in a very, very quick amount of time. You're gonna feel shitty about yourself, which is what I usually do. This year, however, because I did voice to Evan that I wanted to do another show, we didn't go slow about the reverse. We added on several hundred calories right away. My carbs went up right away. My energy level went up right away. I was able to get a pump again. I felt good again. And that also kept me from binging and wanting to binge because I was getting enough food. Obviously, I want more food. I mean, who doesn't? But it was enough. So if you prep for a show, you're going to want to slowly increase your calories just like you slowly dropped your calories. And at the same time, reverse dieting also usually entails slowly tapering back your cardio. And again, it doesn't have to be super, super ridiculously slow. Like, you know, you end a cut on 1100 and then the next week you're eating 1150. It's not like that. You want to basically go up to what your presumed maintenance would be and then go from there. So I ate at around 1650, 1700 for, I think, 4-ish weeks before going back down into a cut. But we had to do that because I wanted to do a show. So that's kind of the mentality and reasoning for that. If you guys have questions on reverse dieting or whatnot, feel free to ask and I will get back to you. But after the weeder, I will do full videos on reverse dieting. It just doesn't make sense right now as I'm not reverse dieting. I am full-fledged dieting. Mother effing no carb bullshit. Okay, that's not a lot. That's a lie. Of course I have carbs, but my point is my calories are low again. My cardio is pretty high. Shit's just gonna get steeper and steeper as we get into this, but you know, it's okay. So that's what's happening. All right, on to the fourth point, food and dieting. So I talked about reverse dieting, but what I wanted to say is my reverse diet went fine. I mean, my calories bumped up right away. My macros were, you know, decent. I had a good amount of fat and carbs to play with, which allowed me treats, which meant I was in a good headspace. When I began my cut or prep again, unfortunately my food dropped back down again, and that's where I would say the biggest struggle has been. I was not mentally prepared for the cut to happen. I want to do this show, but I was like, oh shit, so we're not staying here and tapering down, we're just dropping like my food. Okay then. And unfortunately that has meant a lot of cravings. I messed up one time. I didn't binge or anything, but the desire is there, the feelings are there, and I'm going to be very honest and open with you guys. If it were to get to the point that I could not control myself and I was going to binge, I would stop. I would quit this prep. It's not worth it on my mind or my body, or honestly just how I'm gonna feel. I've lived a life of binging and restriction and guilt and the shame, and I will not do that ever again to myself. So I'm aware of how I feel. I just can't have any trigger foods in my house. And trigger foods for me are simple things. Honest to God, I can't have grapes, I can't have cherries, I can't have cereal, I can't have things like that. I will eat bowl after bowl after bowl of cereal until a family-sized box is gone. Not a single fuck given. That is how I am. And therefore, I know that I can't have those foods in my house. And I realize that it's not a healthy mentality. I've broken my relationship with food coming out of this prep and going into another, and I'm well aware. And I would probably not recommend this to anyone because there was a point where I could just have a bowl of cereal, call it a day. I could have a scoop of ice cream and call it a day, but right now I'm at a place where there is no one scoop, there is no one bowl. If I taste it, I'm going to eat all of it. And I know this, so I only keep foods that are fine. You know, my veggies, maybe some berries, things like that. I'm okay around peanut butter, at least I have been for now. But if it gets bad, I will just buy the portioned out Jif containers. I think I've shown you before in videos. That works really well because for whatever reason, that single serve of something keeps me from eating it versus a jar. And honestly, prep has a way of sort of ruining a person's relationship with food. Some people are totally fine, but there are those amongst us that struggle with that. And I unfortunately have struggled with binging in the past. I don't just mean overeating. I can overeat, fine, but I'm talking about the uncontrollable feeling that washes over you and you cannot stop and you will eat until you're sick. And I'm not going to binge. Like I said, I refuse. Getting warm in here. But I definitely have noticed those feelings. And so, yeah, I just can't have those foods in my house. And I know that when I finish this final prep, I'm going to take a very long improvement season. I really want to improve upon my weaknesses and weak areas and whatnot. But it's not just that. Also, like 100%, I know that it's going to take me some time to get back to my happy place. My physical homeostasis, but also my mental homeostasis. Like that place where I don't have to eat all 5 servings of something. That place where I can open a box of granola bars, take one out, and leave the rest there for the next day. Flexible dieting has allowed me to do that. I come from a weird background with food, and after finding flex dieting and if it fits your macros, like I love healthy food, but you can still binge eat healthy food. You can still overeat healthy food. But it's not that. I felt so much better, so much more at peace. You know, like I said, I can have a portion of something, but unfortunately, the hunger that I feel at the end of my show, and then, you know, being able to have my calories up for a while and allow myself those treats, I actually did not feel like binging one time during my reverse. It was only after, when my food went back down, that I have been struggling quite a bit. And I have not been binging, but like I said, I could definitely, I know that if I were to go out and buy some Cocoa Puffs, I'd slay that bag in a second. So I just don't. Right now, I do eat low carb to earn a high carb day. And in that high carb day, it has to be something that I can eat in its entirety in order to satiate me. So I will either make something and it will be very high carb and I can eat the whole thing, or I will go out and I will buy something that fits my macros. I cannot purchase a box of something that's going to have 6 servings that I can only have 4, because I will eat all 6. And again, I'm just being honest with you guys. It is how it is. I'm not blaming prep. I'm not blaming Evan. It's nothing. It's not, honestly, it's not that. It's just, unfortunately, I'm hungry and I'm not able to fit in treats, and therefore the inability to be able to have them, it makes me want them all the time. And it also makes it so that if I am to have some, let's say I'm able to fit in a tiny bit, I'm just gonna go overboard. And if you know that about yourself, just don't do it. Honestly, wait the 9 damn weeks, have whatever it is you want at the end of your prep. Or, as I said, quit prep, because it's not worth it. Binging and restricting and the guilt and the shame and the weight up and down fluctuations, it's not worth it. Don't do that to yourself. Anyway, I feel like this took a bit of a weird turn, but I'm just open and honest with you guys, and I don't want you guys to think that I am perfect, that my reverse, that everything is perfect, because it's not. I have good days, I have bad days, but I am also a very rational, logical person, and therefore I know this about myself, I know how I feel, and I'm just going to, push that in the back of my mind, but also I'm okay with feeling how I feel and then figuring out how to work around it. And that means not having foods in the house that trigger me. So no granola, no cereal, etc., etc. And once the show is finished, I will work my way back up. I will work my calories up. I will once again maintain a healthy relationship with food, and I know that, therefore I'm not so stressed about it at all. And going into this show for the Weeder, I'm going to come in badder, better, leaner, tighter. The legs will be down, the waist will be tighter, and those are what I'm going for, and I know that I can slay this. I am fully focused 100% in here. Of course, there are days when I'm like, this is BS. But for the most part, I'm in it, and I have never wanted to compete again after I finish a show. Usually I walk off stage, I, eat my face off and I'm done. I'm like, no, like I'm actually physically fully done. Like I can't prep until next year. I stepped off stage and I was like, no, I want to do another show. And the fact that I wanted to do another show, I knew that I could do another show, if that makes any sense. That's why I'm doing it. Anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for not leaving me during that 4-week hiatus. I do apologize, but I am back. So we're gonna go through prep. We're gonna get this show on the road. I recorded some videos over the last month that I haven't put up, so I will be editing and getting those out, so stay tuned. And yeah, guys, just honestly, thank you so much for sticking with me and all of your positivity after my last video, my show day video, and just stay tuned because, again, we're going through another prep, and other things other than just prep are coming. Some food, some workouts, whatever. I don't know. I'm going to go train right now and then head up Walmart for some groceries, maybe a little meal prep, maybe watch a movie with Bae. I don't know. I'm being weird and awkward. That's how I roll. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.